Okay, new week. I feel like the last few episodes, our series, You Are the Power, have been super draining. And if you have not listened to them, go back and listen to them. It's very informative. I think anyone who has kids should go listen to those episodes because it is heartbreaking.
Especially people with kids. But honestly, anybody that is, especially people that are of age to vote, and young people that are getting closer to the age where they'll be able to vote. It's just a really important story, multiple stories really, and just a gut-wrenching situation that's going on. But I really firmly believe that this is one of those things that like reminds you of why voting and using your power to vote is so important.
Always go vote. Register to vote if you're of that age. And what I normally do when it's like an election year is I just type in, how do I decide who to vote for? And there's usually really good resources that you can like go into.
And each person, it will show you like what their policies are, what their plans are.
What their interests are, what they're most passionate about. And that's kind of how I pick who I vote for. I've even stopped like picking Republican, Independent, or Democrat. I really try and pick someone that I've done at least a little bit of research on.
Yeah. So I do a lot of like compare and contrast, and like similar to what you said, finding the resources, reading about what their plans are, their policies are, what they've done in the past, certain positions they've held in the past, how they did in those positions, did they do what they said they were going to do, specific things. But I also actually like watching videos of them and maybe different speaking things at the beginning of their career leading up to that, because I also like to personally be able to like judge their body language and their tones, and I don't know, just see if like, because even through a screen sometimes you can just read bullshit all over somebody, you know, what their family values are like, how inclusive they are, certain things like that. But it's basically, I'm like, okay, if it's a 10-point system, if one person, no matter what party, checks 7 of the 10 the most important things to me, then I'm voting for that person versus the person that maybe only checks 4 or 5 of the most important things to me. You know what I mean? Are you a personal... It's been one of those days, y'all. It has been, like, it wouldn't have shocked me if that thing fell on me right now. And I wouldn't have been mad about it. Like, I would have laughed, and because that's all I can do at this point.
You're just accepting it.
It's all I can do. And I'm thankful and grateful for all the things that I do have, and that I'm alive and breathing, and that my kids are healthy. That's all I can do.
Yep, that's all I can do.
That's all I can focus on for the rest of, like, what seems like for the rest of my life based on how this day is going.
Okay.
But are you like a personal selfish, and I don't mean selfish in a bad way. Do you vote based on you alone and what you believe and what your morals are and what your ethics are and what your financial situation is and all those things? Or are you I'm voting for the people, even though this isn't my situation, this is majority of the people's situation, and this is what's best for the people? Like, are you one or the other, or are you both?
I tend to vote where I feel like my passions, I guess, are. Like, for example, last election, when I looked up who am I supposed to vote for, and I saw the information, I voted for a woman who was super into getting our homeless population figured out. And she was really into mental health, and she had a plan for a piece of land that they were going to develop for a better place for homeless people to shelter. And so I feel like I base it off of what I'm passionate about and what they're passionate about. Like I'm really passionate about mental health and getting people off the streets.
Yep. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Whatever I'm in, like, whatever, it's more or less what I would want help with in our city.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not for this person or that person.
Or this party or that party or one issue over another. Mm-hmm. It's just like the overall.
What I think the problem is. Or what problems I feel most passionate about fixing.
That would change.
Yep.
If it changes, a lot of things would change. Mm-hmm. Right. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a local case.
This is Chattanooga.
You wanna start us off?
I'll start us off because I love a hometown case because we drive these streets every day.
I'm so sorry. I have to text Taylor since, the whole car situation. I'm trying to just finish this text and tell him that we're recording. Oh, guys. It feels like the worst Monday that ever happened, but it's a Friday. Actually, you know that book, Alexander and his terrible, really bad, no good, whatever day?
Uh-huh. That's you?
I'm out. Is his name Alexander?
I think so. I think it's Tuesday.
I'm Alexander.
Or maybe it's Monday.
Yeah, it's just a very no good, very bad day. I am him. Mm-hmm. Like that's what's happening.
Jeep wouldn't start. Goes to get in the truck. Truck key breaks. Spills her water in the car.
Had to clean up a mess blender full of
ice.
Frozen hot
chocolate.
All
the
over
kids
my
made
kitchen.
Me one. The kids made me one.
It is so good.
Oh my gosh. Bentley was talking about on last episode that he makes a good egg sandwich and a good frozen hot chocolate. He's going to have to make them for us at the beach. Okay, so Chattanooga. Officers were dispatched to the 7600 block of North Bishop Drive on December 28th, 2017, so just a few days after Christmas. There were reports of shots fired, and they found a black Chevrolet Tahoe that was wrecked, turned over in the road. Evan Derry was the driver. He was inside. He had suffered a gunshot wound to the right side of his head, and he had died from his injuries shortly after at a local hospital.
So a preliminary investigation by the police found that there had also been a passenger. His name was Baxter McCurry. He was in the car with Evan Derry, and the pair had driven to the scene to give 16 pounds of marijuana to another man, 22-year-old Terrence Lewis. Lewis was supposed to sell the marijuana to take care of debt that he owed Evan Derry. So Lewis got into the back seat of the car with Evan and Baxter, and then he asked Derry to back up to his own car so that he could get something out of it that he forgot. And when they started backing up, Terrence Lewis pulled out a can of pepper spray and sprayed both Derry and McCurry. And then, so Evan Derry and Baxter McCurry actually became friends after Evan moved to Chattanooga for college. So I'm assuming like UTC. Mm-hmm. Derry and McCurry allegedly became pretty big weed dealers, basically. They allegedly sold thousands of dollars of marijuana monthly to locals. McCurry then became acquaintances with Terrence Lewis, and I think basically Evan was his drug dealer, and McCurry would allegedly front Terrence Lewis weed, and then Lewis would just pay him back like after he sold it, and then one day Terrence Lewis didn't pay him back.
You gotta pay your drug dealers,
man. Dude. How are we not knowing that? I don't even do drugs, deal drugs, sell drugs, and I know you gotta pay your drug dealer.
I mean, you do, or you're gonna get in trouble.
You're gonna get more than trouble. I mean, goodness gracious,
always pay the dealer, man.
Man, golly.
I kind of feel bad saying that, but I mean,
it's true.
It is true.
That's just facts of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A series of text messages showed McCurry repeatedly asking Lewis about paying him back. He's like, "Where's my money, bro?"
Yeah.
Give me my money.
You about to fuck around and find out. You're gonna FAFO.
So Lewis came up with this idea. Lewis told McCurry he and his uncle would move the 16 pounds of marijuana on McCurry's behalf to square up Lewis's debt.
So he was basically going to do what he had been doing and not take any cut
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And I guess they were... I'm interested to know who this uncle was.
I know.
I could not find his name anywhere.
Ugh, I hate when that happens.
Yep.
So Derry drove McCurry to meet with Lewis to exchange the marijuana, and this was on the evening of December 28th, 2017. Lewis picked the meeting spot, which was an uphill portion of Bishop Drive near some apartment complexes. Now, Lewis got in Derry's back seat and eventually pepper sprayed both men, him and the passenger. McCurry immediately fled the scene on foot, but Derry tried to drive off, and Derry was shot in the head at that point. And the bullet went through his right ear. Oh, so bad. The county medical examiner said that it went totally through the head, and Lewis then stole all the weed.
Yeah. So McCurry was the passenger. Him and Evan Derry. So Baxter McCurry was the passenger. Evan Derry was driving. They were the kind of partnered, bigger dealers, I would say. They both got pepper sprayed. The passenger, McCurry, fled on foot. Derry was the one that was driving.
Trying to drive off.
Yeah, trying to flee in the vehicle, like take the vehicle and go, and then wrecked and flipped. That would be...
I wonder if he wrecked
awful.
first or if he got shot and that caused the wreck.
I think he got shot and that caused the wreck. Or, I don't know. I think we might be about to find out. I could be wrong about that.
All right.
So a witness at the scene, from what I read, it was like a neighbor, somebody that like either lived on the road or like in the apartments or something. A witness at the scene saw a man shoot at the car multiple times as it was fleeing. Watched as the suspect got into a car matching the description of Lewis's vehicle. The suspect drove over to the victim's car, got out and went to the driver's side, but the witnesses couldn't see what he did there. I also read something that said that witness, like, early into the investigation, like, immediately after, that witness said, like, they saw him get in the car, go over to the victim's car, and, like, shoot it up, basically. So, I guess maybe the pepper spray is what made the driver wreck. And then, after the fact, they shot it up, then got the weed and bailed. So there were obviously, we know about the uncle, but there were also reports that when the McCurry Baxter was fleeing on foot, that he was like running almost like toward the vehicle to get back in it. And he saw like multiple people with guns.
Oh, with
So it wasn't
Lewis.
like that report. It was like, it wasn't just Lewis and his uncle. It was like
multiple people.
there were other people waiting on this to happen, basically. So, like backup, pretty much. So Lewis had actually texted his girlfriend in the days after the murder. She talked about watching the first 48 and bleach baths, according to the text messages. And Lewis texted her back and said, I just did a light bleach bath. So, like, in my opinion, that's talking about
covering up
yes,
evidence.
Yes. Even if Lewis didn't fire the shot that killed Derry, seeing as there were
Other people.
allegedly other people there with firearms, even if he didn't fire the shot that killed Derry, he was still responsible obviously because he kind of set this meeting up and he pepper sprayed them. So you're guilty for a lot of things. Lewis was never found in possession of the murder weapon, and also was not ever found in possession of the marijuana or any text messages setting up the robbery. So there were text messages setting up the meeting, I believe.
The meeting and then
but
the bleach bath.
No text talking to anybody about this going down, except for just hey, let's meet, we're gonna sell this weed.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. No talk of robbery or anything. And there was actually a different man that was found in possession of one of the guns that was used in the shooting.
Oh.
So there were clearly other people responsible
involved.
For this.
Yeah.
Not just one or him and his uncle.
Yeah.
There were other people. Baxter McCurry told police very soon after, when they were questioning him or asking him what happened. He was the passenger that fled.
Mm-hmm.
He told police that there had been 16 pounds of marijuana in the car, but when investigators inventoried the car, the suitcase that supposedly contained the drugs was missing. Police did find several bags of marijuana in a duffel bag, but the rest is believed to have been taken by the suspects. Terrence Lewis, who was the guy that set this up and pepper sprayed the victims, he told police during an interview that he communicated with the victims via text messages to set up the deal and confirmed that he sprayed both the driver and the passenger with pepper spray. So.
I only sprayed him with pepper spray. I didn't shoot him.
That's all I did.
I didn't take 16 pounds of marijuana.
That's all I did.
I feel like criminals are just so not smart. That's why they get caught.
Yep.
Eventually, he was charged with especially aggravated robbery and criminal homicide. His bond was set to $600,000. Although Lewis was arrested in connection with Derry's case in January of 2018, the grand jury did not indict him on the murder charge. He was arrested and indicted the following year after new evidence came to light. Lewis was released from the Hamilton County Jail on a $75,000 bond while awaiting trial in the Derry case.
So, question. I want to know if he was arrested and charged and his bond was $600,000 and then never indicted, but then a little over a year later, arrested, charged again. How does the bail go from $600,000 to $75,000?
I don't know.
For the same thing.
Charges, right?
Yes.
That is odd.
For the same thing. With more evidence.
I don't know.
I want to look at see if the judges, if the judge changed, if the DA changed.
Or if the the amount of money changed for some reason. I don't know why that would be.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a big jump.
I'm thinking if it was a change in judge, maybe a change in the district attorney or assistant DA, something like that would have had to change to make that bail amount drop that much with more evidence.
Yeah. Overcrowding, that could be a thing.
Yeah, but this is murder.
I don't know.
And aggravated robbery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So while out on bond, he allegedly killed another man named Pierre Cassius.
Mm-hmm.
In November of 2020. Pierre was found shot in the head inside his car, just like Derry was. Lewis then murdered 29-year-old Randy Williams the following month in December of 2020. Williams was found fatally shot at his home on Lightfoot Mill Road. Lewis was found guilty in July of 2023 of Williams' murder.
So this is while he's out on bond?
Yeah.
For murder.
For murder. 2 more. Williams,
Sorry, Lewis is serving.
Yes, Lewis is serving a life sentence for William's murder. His sentence included the possibility of parole, which can be sought in Tennessee after 51 years in prison. More than 6 years after the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga student Evan Derry was shot in the head, Terrence Lewis was found guilty of his murder. Lewis was found guilty of felony murder and robbery in the connection with the drug deal turned shooting of Evan Derry on December 28th, 2017, and received a life sentence, his second. The jury deliberated for 4 hours following a 5-day trial.
Deliberated for 4 hours.
Did I say that? 4 hours?
Yeah, but I'm saying like only 4 hours after 5 days of trial.
That's insane.
Yeah. I do also want to say that although Baxter McCurry didn't die and was not murdered or shot in this instance or in this incident, he was not able to
be a witness.
Yeah, because just a little a year after, he actually passed away in a motorcycle crash.
Oh.
Yeah. So both of them are now deceased, but he didn't die from this. Yeah. Which he was still just a young man, and motorcycle crashes are... Please watch out for motorcycles.
Yes, look twice.
And if you're driving one or riding one, please understand that a lot of people don't look for you.
Yeah.
So you have to know what you're doing, because people are selfish and they don't look twice. So yeah, 2 young men are gone.
Yeah.
So that's sad. Also, I read something. They tried so that there was apparently another witness, and they subpoenaed this person, and he never showed up. But do you know how they serve? When you get a subpoena, you have to be served.
Yeah.
Right? They put a subpoena in the mail. That's not being served.
No.
That's why you have people that serve people.
Yeah.
You have to know and, literally know that they got it.
Yeah.
And know that the right person got it.
Mm-hmm.
They put a subpoena in the mail. Who does that?
I've never heard of that.
No, I don't think it's
Can you get in trouble for not coming if you didn't get in the mail?
If you got it in the mail?
Even if you got it in the mail.
I don't think you can get in trouble, because...
That's not anything.
Nobody validated this.
Yeah.
Nobody validated that you were the correct person that's supposed to get this.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it has your name. Multiple people have the same name.
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
That is weird. And this was recent.
Yeah.
Something's fishy about that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if somebody just, forgot to do it.
Go talk to him?
Yeah, so they said they put it in the mail. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple different interesting things about this, even after the fact. But also, going back to the bond thing, if his bond had been the original bond, $600,000, which they had to release him because they weren't indicting him,
Mm-hmm.
when they rearrested him and his bond was only at $75,000, he then went on to murder two more people. Why was his bond so low?
I don't know.
Just a year after, I don't know. There's just a bit of things that just don't make sense to me. But there's a lot in the justice system that never makes sense and doesn't add up.
Yep.
So,
I've seen that before.
Mm-hmm. But
can you get subpoenaed in the mail? Let us know.
I don't think you can. I'm gonna go out and say I'm 90%. You might be able to. I don't think you can, and I don't think it's valid, and I don't think you should or could get in trouble if you don't show up, if you get a freaking subpoena in the mail. That's not correct. That's not the process.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know, though.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know if what I'm thinking and feeling is correct.
I think you're right. But that is odd.
Very odd. Or if I just watched too much Suits in Your Honor. You know?
Yep. What's the one that Jade likes?
SWAT.
SWAT.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It is good.
Yeah. All right. Well, good episode.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And it's recent
Mm-hmm.
and literally right down the street.
Yeah.
And it's also very sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad. Pay your drug dealers, guys.
Pay them. Keep your pistol in your pants.
Keep your pistol in your pants, man. And, like, don't deal drugs. Like, maybe don't do that. Maybe some of this will, I don't want to say go away, but maybe some of this will be eliminated when and if leadership in our state legalize marijuana, even at least for medical reasons.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yep, you're exactly right.
And or personal use. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yeah, there's too many benefits to it. I mean, my mom, if she lived in Georgia, she could have a medical marijuana card because she suffers from fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just insane.
Cancer.
Yes.
Epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say it, like I've said 1,000
MS.
times, I find it, I'm going to be a smartass. I find it so ironic. I don't find it ironic. It's not ironic. It's on fucking purpose. That in the areas of the country, the area where the opioid epidemic and heroin and fentanyl, I mean, that's happening. Fentanyl is 100% happening all across the board in the worst possible ways. Go listen to our friends at Hopeaholics. Go listen to their podcast. They're doing really good things as far as awareness and change when it comes to fentanyl. Fentanyl poisoning. We're not calling it's not an overdose. It's a poison. Fentanyl poisoning. But the area of the country where the opioid epidemic and crisis is still raging on is the same area of the country that like refuses to even acknowledge that THC should be legal, has every reason to obviously be regulated, but
Mm-hmm. I think our economy would really bounce back if that were the case.
yeah, but then people in
Everyone would
higher
just be chiller.
positions wouldn't get all the money that they get from big pharma selling opioids. And then
That's what
people
taxes
getting
are for.
addicted to them. That's what they count on. That's why the opioid epidemic, like, that's how it started. Because big pharma gets all this money from people getting all these pills and then kick the doctors, the incentives, the funds, all the things. Then people get addicted.
Yep.
And they don't care if these people are addicts. But the area where this is still like every day is also the place where marijuana is not legal.
Yep.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Do your research on who to vote for.
Yeah, thank you. Good Lord. Also do your research on who you see as a physician.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm tired.
I'm exhausted.
Let's go to bed.
I'm delirious. My ADHD is like
On full force.
screaming at me.
Yeah.
But I'm blessed and I'm thankful and I'm grateful.
Exactly. We
And I'm
are.
thankful for you, Natalie.
And I'm thankful for you, and I'm thankful for our vacation coming up. It's going to be fun. Are we going to do a case from
I
Florida?
think we should. I liked doing that last year. It was cool.
Maybe we should go live one day that we're down there
Yeah,
and do just a live case.
I'm cool with that.
That'd be cool.
They're gonna see all our bloopers.
That's fine. Sometimes those are the best clips.
Just a second ago, when you said that'd be cool, you said it in the exact way like Bentley and I used to say that when he was like little, like 3. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Like, do you want to go bowling? That'd be cool. You want to go ride your bicycle? That'd be cool.
That'd be
Like
cool.
THATD, like or
That'd be-
THAD kind of like, that'd be cool.
That'd be
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
It was so cute. That'd be cool.
Bentley's getting so big.
He's massive.
Go see that last episode if you haven't watched it.
Oh yeah, you'll love it. It's good.
It is good.
I actually have like listened to it like 2 times.
Mhm.
Normally I listen once, but like I've like gone back. It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right. Well, keep listening. Make sure you subscribe, and you can follow us on YouTube. Early release every Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Everywhere at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, leave reviews. Please let us know if you like what we're doing, if you want to see us change something, any cases you want us to look into or cover. Check out You Are the Power. Don't forget to go back, listen to all the 5 episodes of that. It's very important. Make sure you vote, and if you are going to be an asshole, please be a funny one.
And keep your pistol in your pants.
And take care of each other.
This is the Expired Podcast.
Bye.